Welcome you today to this annual National Health and Safety Day in Mining. It's become a tradition. It's rooted in the history of our Kumbulikaya campaign, initiated to remind us all, and particularly the leadership of our industry, of the need to maintain an intense focus on the safety and health of our employees. Any measure of the effectiveness and progress of our industry must look at progress towards ensuring that every employee returns home as healthily and safely as they left home to head for their workplaces in the morning. In particular, we cannot countenance deaths of colleagues as a consequence of an accident or occupational health incident at work. And while we have made significant progress towards meeting that goal, we know we still are a long way away from achieving it. And as others have detailed shortly, we have seen a regression that we need to address very firmly. And you'll see that there are some significant collaborations amongst all the different stakeholders on looking at particular solutions. The last 18 months have confronted us with an additional and most profound health challenge. And I'd like to thank everyone present for the remarkable role that you all have played in saving lives and saving livelihoods. Government, organized labor, and the industry, every single worker. The heroes of this pandemic are the people that have been in the front line, going to work every day to keep South Africa's economy going and to keep us all safe from a frontline healthcare perspective.
On the occupational health and safety front, for us, as we previously indicated, the health and safety of the mining continues to be a priority for various pieces of legislation were enacted to address challenges relating to the occupational health and safety performance in the mining sector. As government has been working with all stakeholders in the sector to vigorously support and promote and entrench a culture of zero harm. The department has taken a strong stance on mining health and safety and will continue working to realize its commitment towards promoting and improving the health and safety of the mine workers and the affected people who are associated with mining. Working under harsh and disastrous conditions imposed by COVID-19, we still believe that zero harm is possible. The theme of today is renewed focus for a new normal. A new normal is a current situation, social custom, etc., and that is different from what has been experienced or done before, but is expected to become usual and typical for us in the mining sector. Our routines are changing as our lives are paved by the changes brought by COVID-19. To discover more about what the new normal means for the mining industry, we must look at how our employees are adapting to all the conditions that are brought about by regulations, protocols, changed schedule of work, isolation and lockdown, as well as how the vulnerable employees are cared for in the industry. Not forgetting the physical and mental needs that are rising as a result. The most important thing to note is that the current situation is not a marketing opportunity. The critical thing to do right now is to renew our focus on how we shall continue doing our work in a productive manner, which will be sustainable, start to shift to the new paradigm of work to build resilience and flexibility for operations and the workforce, and speak to people in a way that meets some of their expectations. Rebounding operations is about finding and adopting creative solutions so that operational continuity can be maintained. For example, minimizing worker movement and exposure between sites, tracking and monitoring contractors, assessing jobs and identifying necessary skills, and focusing on scheduling and planning flexibility will all help keep people in the workplace and maintain production in a tight economic period.
Great regrets and clearly a sadness that we have seen a regression in 2021. As has mentioned, 33% with regards to fatalities and 65% with regards to all injuries. Now, I can assure you that this is front of mind for every mining company CEO and is a major concern for our CEO Zero Harm Forum. You will have noted the Chief Inspector also talking about the conversation that we had with him and his inspectorate, and similarly the conversations that we have also had with our 4 major unions. Now, our industry safety performance in 2019 and the years leading up to it, we saw significant improvement. And in many ways, this was a tribute to the deep and intensive collaboration between all the role players, the companies, the unions, and the DMRE. Significant efforts had gone into the investment in terms of the adoption of standards, certain regulations that were put in place, but also a significant investment in technology. And that's why we saw the improvement. And then again in 2019, we then also as CEOs had a pretty heartfelt conversation and discussion amongst ourselves around what our role was going to be in terms of driving further improvements in terms of safety. And the resultant of that was the adoption of the Khumbula Ekhaya strategy.